Hey there, it's Caleb with Kingdom Calisthenics. I'm a huge advocate for simple training systems that get straight to the point with the highest return on investment for the lowest cost necessary. So, if I could only pick 3 upper body exercises to train to continue to remain strong, confident, and see tangible growth for years to come, here would be my choices. And to make this even more simple, I'm only selecting bodyweight exercises, ones you can perform with minimal equipment, basically anywhere, outside at a park, at home, or at a gym. The first exercise in this lineup is potentially the most important upper body exercise of all time, that being the standard pull-up. It doesn't matter who you are or what style of training you're into, no one can argue against the sheer efficiency and quality of the pull-up. It's a tried and true exercise, one that builds the entire pulling chain of the upper body in a way that almost no other singular exercise can do. It hits all of the main upper back muscles, growing your lats, your mid-back, your scapula, and doing all of this at once. Also teaching your body to engage as a singular unit to generate power together instead of isolating each muscle group at different times, which can lessen the day-to-day effectiveness of the benefits of training. Not to mention how pull-ups impact the arms, training the biceps excellently, as well as grip strength in your fingers and forearms. Grip strength is a weakness that many people ignore, slapping a band-aid over it by utilizing straps or opting for exercises that don't force them to hold their entire body weight for 100% of the duration of the exercise. But trust me, if you allow yourself to be weak in this area for a little while and just put in the time and consistency it takes to build up grip strength to maintain a strong grip during a full set of pull-ups, your forearms are going to explode in size and you'll never struggle with grip strength again on almost any other exercise. Building a strong back and arms is nearly 50% of the training required to form a powerful, capable, and aesthetic upper body. It's also the half of the upper body that many people ignore, as bodyweight pulling exercises are almost always more difficult and slower to see progress in than pushing exercises. This is why I have it listed as number 1. You're only as strong as your weakest link, so if you train what the body is naturally weaker in, this usually being pull-ups for most people, you will shore up the insecurities you may have in your upper body abilities and truly flourish in body weight mastery. To cover our bases for the final 50% of upper body training, we have 2 more exercises to cover, and these are both pushing movements. The primary pushing movement I would choose if I was limited to 3 exercises for the entire upper body would be the body weight dip. Dips are truly the squat for the upper body. They effectively target and build raw strength in your chest, triceps, and shoulders, not to mention including decent core activation when performed properly and intentionally. I love dips. They are without a doubt my favorite exercise to train. And some of you may ask, Caleb, what about push-ups for chest and triceps? Isn't that the ultimate pushing exercise? Doesn't it hit the pushing muscles from a more effective angle? And I would honestly say, not really. Don't get me wrong, push-ups are excellent. And if you can't get your hands on a dip bar or a place you can perform dips, then push-ups would be my next recommendation. Push-ups would also be my recommendation to build pushing strength if you can't yet perform a standard bodyweight dip. However, once you can perform a set of 5 to 10 perfect form dips, I would say dips beats out the standard push-up for building real strength and muscle every time. For one, it copies the effectiveness in the pull-up in the sense that you are performing the exercise with 100% of your body weight loaded on your muscles, whereas with a push-up, a good percentage of your weight is offloaded onto your feet as you're in a plank position, versus fully hanging between dip bars with your feet 100% off the ground in a dip. Once I adopted dips as my primary pushing exercise, I saw an extreme increase in pushing strength. My chest blew up in size, as did my triceps. And even though the dip does mostly activate the lower half of the chest, I haven't felt that it's left my upper chest looking off or underdeveloped. It hits the majority of your chest in a way that develops everything effectively and aesthetically. And even more encouraging, my push-up numbers have never decreased since I switched from primarily training push-ups to primarily training dips. I've maintained, if not improved, in my push-ups without even really training push-ups, because the pure strength you develop through dips transfers over to any other pushing exercise so effectively. So train your dips, train them well, and you will not be disappointed. However, we still have one more exercise we can include to finish out this basic bodyweight exercise selection, and there is one muscle group in the upper body we haven't been able to perfectly cover with these previous two picks. That neglected muscle group is the shoulders. And to fix that, my third and final exercise selection is going to be one of my favorite push-up variations, the pike push-up. The pike push-up was the single most effective exercise I used at the beginning of my calisthenics journey to blow up my shoulder strength, to unlock a minute-long freestanding handstand, not to mention capping off the top of my arms with aesthetic muscle that widened my upper body's frame and really completes the look. The pike push-up can be a tricky one to properly train, so take time researching it, film yourself performing this exercise and fixing your form, but don't give up. Once you properly stack your hips over your upper body so that most of your weight is on your shoulders, you're going to be shocked at how humbling this exercise can be. Keep training these push-ups, high reps and high sets to build foundational shoulder strength that will serve you well for the rest of your life. And that's it. If you truly focused on nothing but these 3 exercises for your upper body, I have no doubt you could transform your physique into one that is impressively capable, powerful, and aesthetic, all through dedicated body weight training. Obviously, there are other exercises that have excellent benefits as well, so it's not essential to only train 3 exercises. But if it helps you stay on track and not get overwhelmed trying to keep track of a dozen exercises, then I would absolutely encourage you to go for it. It's the way that I train personally, and I love it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Watch the video on screen right now to continue learning about calisthenics, and I'll catch you there. Until then, happy training.